the highway's calling, oh singing diesel, take me home on silent breezes. Her voice keeps calling in the lonely distance. She waits alone. Yeah, the miles was getting longer for young Billy on the road. Each day seemed an uphill climb for that old semi on her load. Young Billy's life was broken now like the yellow lines ahead. She didn't explain, there was just that note. Goodbye was all it read. Seemed like all the answers now were just blown in the wind. When he heard that just this morning she had left with a trucker friend. Billy thought of Jimmy, his only son of 8 years old. He was everything to live for now. Billy loved him more than gold. Monday morning when that old semi came alive out by the door, young Jimmy ran from Granny's. Oh, he had heard that sound before. He said, "Dad, I'll get my book bag. I just gotta come along. I can't stay here without you, Dad. No, not now. Mama's gone." Right away, that old semi became Jimmy's home and school. Then there was all them questions like, "Daddy, where did Mommy go? Daddy, when will Mom be coming back?" Oh, he'd ask a dozen times a day. I'd answer, "Someday soon, son." What else was there to say? One evening at a truck stop at the junction of Notre Dame, Jimmy said, "You know what, Dad? This old rig don't have a name. I think I'll get my marker and I'll write her name in blue. What would you like me call her, Dad?" "Son, I'll leave that up to you." Billy poured himself a coffee and tipped the waiter with a smile. Didn't sit by an open window, just had to rest a while. His thoughts just wandered through the past as he took a look outside. What he saw, quickly brought a teardrop to his eye. Young Jimmy stood beside the truck and smiled from ear to ear, just gazing at the big blue name that he had painted there. "Someday soon," the 3 words read. "Dad, how do you like the name?" Trying to keep back tears, I said, "Ah, son, that should put 'em all to shame." A gentle rain was falling as we left one more town behind. It seemed that this old semi just followed the yellow line. The slapping of the wipers was the only sound was heard. You could almost see the loneliness. Jimmy hardly said a word. Then the CB broke the silence. She said, "Bill, this is Marie. I can't blame you if you're hangry and don't want to talk with me. I'm at the Hervine west of Gander. Would you stop on your way through? You and Jimmy still a part of me, and I just gotta talk with you." Oh, I had no chance to answer. Jimmy grabbed the mic and said, "Don't move, Mommy, we'll be there. We're passing everything ahead." He grabbed the cord and blew the horn. Oh, he wouldn't let it go. "Dad, make her spit black smoke," he said. "We gotta make them big wheels roll." The horn blew loud into the rain. Jimmy held it with all his might. Them stacks were spitting black smoke as the headlights split the night. The traffic all pulled over as we closed in mile for mile. They didn't gamble with their chances. Oh, that semi could be running wild. The tires left black ribbons as she crossed the yellow line. When Jimmy loudly shouted, "Dad, I see the Hervine sign." Across the lot he ran to meet her. 2 hearts were beating fast. Like a child I cried. A dream came true. Someday soon had come at last. I had so much to tell her, but I could only say hello. Young Jimmy just kept talking. Oh boy, what news he told. The gears just seemed much smoother now as we headed west again. This time we were a family. Jimmy had a mom and friend. Next morning at Burntbury, just a while after dawn, we woke up to find young Jimmy had already dressed and gone. Through the window then we saw him with his marker in his hand, looking up at that old semi. Ah, he sure looked one proud young man. He was looking at the new name that she got at early dawn. 3 words in blue read, "Thank you, Lord." Someday soon was gone. I held Marie and kissed her, and through her tears a smile came as she whispered, "Bill, I love you." I said, "You know, I feel the same." Then outside we heard him calling, "Come on, Dad, the sun is up." He was waiting there to show us that new name on the truck. As we walked out in the morning where he waited to explain, I said, "Son, yeah, any trucker would be proud to have that name." Young man, we're headed home now. He shouted, "All aboard." And as I flashed up that old diesel, her name was whispered, "Thank you, Lord." Take me home on silent breezes, her voice kept calling in the lonely distance. She waits alone, 18-wheeler, the highway's calling. Oh, sing and diesel, take me home on silent breezes, her voice kept calling.